Am I the a-hole for telling my mill to stop putting her name on Christmas gifts I bought for my kids, even if it upset her and caused a family argument? Hey Reddit. My mother-in-law has always had a bit of a habit of overstepping boundaries, but for the most part, I've tried to let things slide for the sake of keeping peace in the family. However, this Christmas, things went too far, and now I'm wondering if I might have been in the wrong. Every year, I handle all the Christmas shopping for my kids. It's something I love doing. I know their interests, their favorite shows, the little details that make a gift special. I spend weeks planning and finding the perfect presents for them. My husband helps with wrapping, and we both get excited about seeing their faces light up on Christmas morning. It's a family tradition I treasure. My mill, on the other hand, has never been big on buying gifts for the kids. She usually hands them an envelope with some cash or a small generic gift like socks or a puzzle. I've never had an issue with this. Her choice of gifts is her business, and the kids are always polite and grateful. This year, however, she decided to take a more active role in gift giving. Without saying a word to me, she came over to help with wrapping presents. I thought it was sweet of her to offer, so I handed her some of the less important gifts to wrap while I focused on the bigger ones. It was a nice bonding moment, or so I thought. On Christmas morning, the kids were tearing into their presents when I noticed something odd. Every single gift had a tag that said, "From Grandma." At first, I thought maybe she had just written her name on a few for fun, but no, every single one of them was labeled as if she had bought them herself. Even the expensive gifts I had spent weeks hunting for were apparently from her. I was stunned. The kids, of course, were thrilled with their gifts and kept running to her to thank her, thinking she had gone all out this year. She was beaming and playing along, basking in the attention. My husband looked just as confused as I was, but he didn't say anything. I didn't want to ruin the morning, so I bit my tongue and let it go for the time being. Later that day, I pulled her aside and asked her why she had put her name on the gifts I bought. She smiled and said, "Oh, it's no big deal. The kids don't care who they're from as long as they get their presents." I was floored. I told her it was a big deal because those gifts were for me and my husband, not her, and that it felt wrong for her to take credit for something she didn't do. Her smile disappeared, and she got defensive. She said she was just trying to make the kids happy and that I was being selfish for making it about me. She even accused me of being petty and ruining the spirit of Christmas. At this point, my husband stepped in and told her that we appreciated her enthusiasm, but she should have talked to us first before doing something like that. Clearly upset. Update. It's been a few days since Christmas, and things have only gotten worse. My mill has been calling my husband and complaining about how I disrespected her. She insists she didn't do anything wrong and that I'm overreacting. She even told some other family members about the situation, and now I'm getting messages from my husband's siblings telling me I should apologize to her for hurting her feelings. One of my sills went so far as to say that I'm creating unnecessary drama over something insignificant. She said that my mill was just trying to bond with the kids and that I should be grateful for her involvement. But to me, it's not about the tags, it's about the principle. These gifts were from us, not her, and she had no right to claim otherwise. My husband has been supportive, but he's also feeling the pressure from his family. He asked me if I could consider apologizing just to smooth things over, but I feel like I'd be setting a bad precedent if I did. If I let this slide, what's stopping her from doing something similar in the future? I don't want to spend every holiday walking on eggshells because I'm afraid of upsetting her. I'm starting to wonder if I'm the problem here. Am I being too rigid about this? Should I have just let it go for the sake of keeping the peace? Or was I right to stand my ground? Another update. Well, things have escalated further. My mill has now declared that she won't be attending any family gatherings until I apologize. She says she feels unwelcome and disrespected, and she doesn't see the point of coming around if I'm just going to attack her. My husband is devastated. He's torn between supporting me and trying to mend his relationship with his mom. To make matters worse, my sills have started a group chat to discuss the issue, and I've been added to it. It's basically just a way for them to gang up on me and tell me how unreasonable I'm being. They've called me controlling, ungrateful, and even jealous. One of them suggested that I need to let go of my ego and recognize that my mill is just trying to be a loving grandma. I finally snapped and told them that if being a loving grandma means lying to the kids and undermining me as their mother, then maybe she needs to rethink her approach. Needless to say, that didn't go over well. Now I'm being accused of trying to cut my mill out of the kids' lives, which is absolutely not true. I've never stopped her from spending time with them or being involved. I just want her to respect boundaries. At this point, I feel completely alienated from my husband's family. My own parents think I did the right thing, but they're also worried about the toll this is taking on my marriage. I don't know what to do anymore. Do I stick to my principles and risk further alienation, or do I apologize to keep the peace, even if I don't mean it? Final update. After a lot of reflection and long conversations with my husband, we decided to sit down with my mill and try to clear the air. We invited her over for coffee and told her we wanted to have an honest, open discussion about what happened and how to move forward. At first, she was defensive and insisted she hadn't done anything wrong. She said she only put her name on the gifts because she wanted the kids to see her as a generous grandma. I told her that I understood her intentions, but that her actions had hurt me and made me feel disrespected. I explained that Christmas is a special time for me as a parent, and seeing her take credit for something I had worked so hard on felt like a betrayal. To my surprise, she started to soften. She admitted that she hadn't thought about how it would make me feel and that she got caught up in the excitement of being the hero to the kids. She apologized for overstepping and promised to respect our boundaries in the future. We agreed that moving forward, any gifts she wants to give the kids will be clearly marked as from her, and she won't touch the ones we buy. My husband and I also promised to involve her more in the holiday planning so she can feel included without overstepping. As for the rest of the family, I decided to leave them out of it. They can think whatever they want, I'm done trying to justify myself to them. My priority is my immediate family and making sure our holidays are filled with love and respect, not unnecessary drama. In the end, I'm glad we were able to resolve things, but it definitely wasn't easy. I've learned that standing up for yourself can sometimes cause waves, but it's worth it when it comes to protecting your family's happiness.